That being said, if you're not, 36 should be the frequency or higher you should be tuning into right now. 936. That being said, if you're not, this big ass boom that happened September is going to happen December 10th, 9 p.m. Okay? 9 p.m. And there will most likely be some flood warnings on the East Coast. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Alright? I'll accept that. But look. Alright, so September 9th. September 9th. I think it's usually a new moon or ending of a moon. So when you say new moon, right? The moon is new put together, right? So that's representing one parallel of it, right? Because it's two parallels, three alternates, four states, right? The thing is the two parallels is like mu and nu, your west and your east, right? And then you have your three alternates, which is like your two suns coming together to create a third light, which is pretty much another sun made out of straight antimatter, right? Which becomes the black sun. Then you have four states. So it's four states that's even creating that one light already, right? Just like the four elements dealing with plasma, right? But the thing is, Sirius, we get our light still from the Sirius star system. Sirius is just the portal that opens in Orion, right? It's the portal that opens to it. Really, Gemini is part of the tri-solar system that's conjoining. Reason Gemini is in Mars, right? Reason Gemini has the symbol it has because Gemini actually represents the grid coming back parallel, because when the poles crossed, it made a cross. Now it's shifting back on its tilt to an X or a leaning cross. That's only because two lines that were connecting above and below, that was connecting gates 7, 8, 9 and above, and gates 1, 2, 3, because really that might be in reverse too, and gates 1, 2, 3 is above and gates 7, 8, 9 is below. But really, because the thing is, the portals go above. But the thing is, because it makes a loop. So say if you were to come down, you can go through a portal and go back up, and then you can come back down and go through, it's a loop. Or you could just do it the other way and come up 1, 2, 3, right? Because gates 1, 2, 3 are being opened from below, so that's going to open it up to 4, 5, 6, which is our plane, dealing with the three alternates on this realm. Now it's going to be fourth dimension, fifth dimension, sixth dimension, right? Fourth dimension, fifth dimension, sixth dimension energy. But at the same time, it's like you can go higher or go lower, because them gates are still open. It's just, are you allowed to go through them? If you're so that being said, let's go back to this, because I still ain't start this shit. just rambling. Cause this really happened. Like, I'm only speaking like this now cause I did the work. But 2017, nigga, I was going through it, bruh. I was like in a state of mind was I was trying to be on some family shit, but at the same time I was like fuck everything. Like some two-sided Gemini shit. But at the same time it wasn't no two-sided shit. It was me fighting my goddamn demons. So cause I didn't have the guidance that I taught myself now or the guidance to find balance, right? So I had to like I would be caught up in so much energy around me that that energy would make me fall, right? Because I was starting to not be a leader. I was starting to be a follower, and I was a born leader. Even in this place that I was from growing up. When I was 15 years old, I was talking like this to old heads, fucked up. But I wasn't on no shit like this though. I was just talking about like some street shit. But now that we in this type of consciousness is OD. It's just I see why it happened because really our galactic family tried to come back 2017. Really 2012, 2013, 14 they did, and they had a meeting with Canada, but I don't think they complied because all they did was make it cold. But anyways, um, this event happened and it came through as lasers, right? Laser beams. It didn't harm me, but I could see how a laser beam could disintegrate other people, right? Because that's how it is on alien movies. I never thought about that till now. That's how it is on alien movies. People get disintegrated from the aliens that hitting lasers, right? But this type of laser that hit, it threw me off. I thought somebody was coming for me. Then I had to realize that I don't have no enemies. But then I was trying to go to sleep. There's no TV around, so it wasn't really like too much radiation around me other than my phone. My phone was off. So just found out I had a new job at my friend's house, sleep on a little couch. Alright. So I closed the blinds because the laser was fucking with me. I thought it was someone on the other side because I was in the back of the apartments by woods, like a little woods and shit that was blocked off. Between that, I mean, the other side of that, the other side of that, it was another set of apartment complexes. So I'm thinking, all right. So I just said fuck it, because I already smoked the blunt and shit. I was like, let me just chill. So I closed the blinds, all that shit, turned all the lights off, put a blanket over my head so I could just go to sleep. I tried to stare in the darkness, like I just had hella energy, right? So I was low key walking. I didn't have a car. I was walking everywhere. It was to a point where I was walking all the way from my job to where I was staying, and that shit was like 4 or 5 miles. So like, only bad thing about it was I was eating McDonald's literally like all the fucking time, and then I switched it up and started eating. I think it was like eggs, broccoli, Salisbury steak, and something else. Oh, some checker French fries. That was like my new meal at the crib, and like turkey sandwiches and shit. So when I did that, that was like I was kind of like it wasn't saying I was eating what I was supposed to eat, but it was way better than eating fucking McDonald's and shit. So, cause I was thugging it, you feel me? I was trying to make it into a new city that I wasn't from, but I felt a hold here, right? Cause I feel like my soul's from here. Well, I used to reside in the state. This is where I fully tapped in. So that being said, when I figured out why superhero movies and shit talk about like fear and goddamn fear and madness actually usually that was a good hearted person, right? Because it was in their heart space. But through the fear and the madness is how their power is activated, right? So I remember I was doing all this little Call of Duty shit, rolling over and shit. Then I put the blanket and all that, to all the lights, covering my face. I could see straight darkness. Couldn't see shit. It was just straight dark, right? Put the blanket over my head. I still begin to see through darkness, right? Cause if you stare at the wall or something or stare in darkness, you got down, your eyes would just like start to go into a meditative state, right? So why is niggas being so nosy about me? I'm just in my car. God damn. Alright, so boom. And the thing is, when you do that, you get in your meditative state, right? I didn't know that's what I was doing, but now that I'm describing, that's what I was doing. I was just going into a meditative state, which most likely put me in my gamma wave, right? Thing is, that laser hit me, right? That laser hit my head, right? It actually went through the blinds and the wall after the fact, and I'm sitting there like, how the fuck is this shit getting through? That's what made me just say, fuck it, because, you know, so boom. So I was on the third story, right? Someone was coming up the stairs. I didn't know who it was at the time. So in my head, I started thinking about the bullshit I was thinking at first. Someone's coming for me, right? So when that happens, that was just coming from anxiety though. So when that happens, um, my vision shifted into X-ray vision, right? I was able to see through the blanket, through darkness. Everything was light. I ended up seeing through darkness, through the blanket, through the wall, through the key lock. I saw the key inside of it turning. I saw all that shit, right? And I saw the other person on the other side of the wall coming around the corner through that shit and everything. I saw through. So my awareness picked up all around me. And this was before I was even like saying everything is me and I am everything type shit. Or like some shit like Rashad Jamal would say, like peace self, like shit like that. That shit actually powerful words, right? Beautiful. All the falsettos and all that shit. Yo is a powerful word, cause like yo is like saying I in first person. When you talking to first person, you're talking to your third eye, right? So that's like saying yo. You're talking to self. When you say yo, like what's up, yo? Like you be like, what's up? That's like you saying, what's up, self? Like what's up, reflection? That's the same thing as yo. And when you speak to nature saying yo with a certain vibration, it picks up as life force. Like from your mouth, it would be like you blew with these certain notes, right? So we need to be expressing these notes into nature, right? Because these notes, right, that you might express by a letter when you spell it out, is a spell with energy because it's attached to uh, energy above. And when it comes from the energy above, it manifests below, right? With that being said, y'all check out Brian Knight video Planet X. We're going to get to why he shifted, alright?
Scenario A with Nibiru and Nemesis, and you can see it
Hey,
Howdy
shout out to
folks,
you, gang.
welcome
I don't know
back.
who you are. I
So,
just
we're
saw
going
Planet
on with
X.
this
Thought you was my
Planet X
man.
series
So
here.
I fucks with you.
And here we are back at
Please
September
don't
10th,
copyright me. I'm really
2017.
trying to show
And
love.
this is a different angle from a different satellite of the same event that was captured by Stereo A with Nibiru and Nemesis. And you can see it right here and how fast it happened. This is the normal speed that I usually show you stuff at. And watch how fast this object passes by the sun,
See that
boom,
CME?
and then look at all this debris.
The
Watch all this
debris
debris
makes a
after it passes
triangle.
here.
And if you
See all
turn it
that?
at a
That's the
tilt,
tail of the dragon. That's
if you turn that on the right and the tilt, I'm going to try to draw it. It will look like this. Boom. Mm, 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 mm. On the tilt, it'll look like that. Right? Like a spaceship, right? Going sideways. But the circle represents the cycle or the loop. The CMEs or the triangles represents the UV or the direction the energy proceeds in. So that being said, if we look at that as a clock, this is 12, this is 4, or like 4 to 5. And this is like 8 or 7. Right? Between 3 and 9. So if you was to say the 8 right there, the 7, this would be 77. I'm say 48. Just 54. It's 36. It's 96. It's 22. 22. What would 1 be? Oh, 144. Because dealing with 360. Like the man that fell from Earth. Well, fell to Earth. I feel like I fell to Earth. When I came back, I had to fight somebody trying to take my goddamn body, bro. Shit was crazy. That ass. Shit was crazy, bro. My dad ended up popping in the room. Everything was disarranged. And I was sitting there like feeling like I fought for my soul. But I won fights. And it makes your backbone stronger when you can stand right after a fight. Your backbone becomes strong as fuck. And your posture becomes like you just got the best pussy in your life. Like you go back to that posture. And I was just sitting there like, bro. Because I remember prior to seeing the fight, but it was like so fucking fast, bro. It was so fast, bro. Because it's like, I went up, but I went up on some Enoch shit, bro. So it was like, I went up to 5D, right? But I told him, I don't, I don't, I don't worship something outside of myself. That's what happened. I went to 5D, and I was like, this European system, whoopty whoop. I don't worship Zeus. I worship self and my people because God is within us. So if I was ever the one to talk to God, I would have to go within, knowing thyself. When that happened, I knew thyself. So I was able to go to the seventh heaven, right? And above 5D. Reason why I'm talking about other shit, but kind of like going into it in a way to I can explain it. Like, these are all degrees of the CMEs that's going to hit at once, but it's going to all hit at an X, right? So then when all those degrees hit, is more than this, and maybe more, not too many more, but it's going to hit all those degrees. The thing is, when the X is hit, it makes a big more radius, so it's going to actually spread all over. It's just going to be on different grids: north, south, northwest, northeast, southeast, north. You feel me? All different types of grids. That's what's going to happen. Let me just play this because I still ain't fully listening to this. I keep rambling. Yeah, if y'all remember what I was talking about in other videos, like there's no number greater than 9, so that means for the months they will actually have to repeat. So that's how you will actually read the real calendar, because if calendar deals with time and times is measurements of energy cycles, then you have to read the calendar as a cycle, not as a time given. You have to look at it as a cycle. That's when the stars and astrology come upon. Because really, I didn't know shit about astrology like that until I always been that nigga like I ain't listen to horoscope shit. Because if you was to change one message and just change the zodiac on top of it, that person will feel the same way. And I was always like that because I feel like to explain it into ways that someone that's into that would understand. You have to be as a son, you're a son, right? That's the X in you, the sun, right? You're a son. So the sun has to be aligned with all 12 houses, not just aligned to your one sign. Because then when all the energies changes, you're not aligned to shit. So now you're going against your cycle metaphysically, because mentally you're probably not there, which fucks with you physically, and if you're not there physically, it fucks with you mentally. So, which creates a loop of no light. But when you have both in the right frequency, it creates light and keep generating light, because that's what cells do. It keeps generating light if it's not interrupted, right? Because that's it. It actually keeps generating because of the heat that it generates itself. More of a charge generates more heat. More heat generates a circulation, which then that creates hydrogen, right? If you can't, you feel me? Because it's going to create air, and from that air is going to create water, right? And from that water is going to create soil, and from that soil is going to create the element. No, I think I fucked that up. But you saw where I was going. I fucked that little last part up. But yeah, look, let's just play this shit.
They said, oh, it's a bunch of, electrified particles. And, well, yeah, it is. It's a bunch of electrified particles. It's a bunch of huge debris of tail of debris. That's what's going to, when we interact with this tail, all these things are going to interact with our atmosphere and come crashing down. And when it says here, let's pull out the Bible here real quick.
Because look, bro, really these clouds, is the EMP. And I'm gonna explain how carbon monoxide actually has a flame tied to the blue flame and how it can like interrupt it.